ain't built like we. You too small to be running with a big dog. Who is KC? You can't do it like we. You ain't built like we. You too small to be running with a big dog. Who is KC? Fight STL. 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 Fight STL.
At this time, please welcome to the ring for a very special presentation, the owner and president of the National Wrestling League, Major Beaston.
All right, Christopher Fulton sitting here with myself, Ben Miller. It is NWL STL action again, and we have your favorite part of the show, a Major Beaston PowerPoint.
Yeah, very, very funny, Miller. You know how much I hate these things. It's an opportunity for Major Beaston to come out here and yell at everybody.
He's excited to be here tonight. I wonder, Major Beaston always has important information to give to the fans of the NWL, and I'm curious as to what Major Beaston has on his mind tonight.
Well, one thing I can say for these PowerPoints, they always do deliver as far as content goes. Always a great place to make major announcements, and I imagine we get one here tonight.
Squatting up like sharpshooter, hitting the target, we coast guy.
Like grabbing the microphone, and I cannot wait to hear what Prez has to say.
What's up, St. Louis? How about them Blues, huh? That was pretty awesome last night. That was pretty awesome. You want a PowerPoint? Well, you're in luck, because I have a PowerPoint.
Yes!
Rupert! First slide, please!
Oh, before Major Beaston can even get to his first slide,
Thank goodness.
$1 billion brother Emmett Dubois is coming to the ring.
Look, Beaston, I came out here, I paid top dollar to
referee with
get 30 minutes of time on your show just to get seen out here, all right? I put money in your pocket. Now it's time for you to give me what I deserve. I put together matches for you on your show. So look, I got a rep out here. Do what you need to do. Call somebody up, call up Swimming Ducks, call up somebody. I want a match.
Are you done? Hey, the deal was, Emmett, that you were supposed to wire the money last week. The money was not wired. Somebody gave me a check, and that check hasn't cleared yet. So as far as I know, you owe me a bunch of money, plus interest, and that segment that you did was terrible. Terrible.
He's got a point there.
Really? Because y'all were cheering.
terrible.
No. Y'all were cheering when I made the match, so don't turncoat on me now.
They were cheering because we knew you were going to shut up.
It was fantastic.
It's about what I'm going to do for you. You want a match? I tell you what, I will give you a match because I am tired of you coming out here, whining, running around. I'm not paying you for this match because you still owe me money.
I'm reaching.
There's somebody back there that wants to shove his boot up your ass.
Bring him out.
I'm all about that.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
Oh no! Emmett Dubois may be regretting this decision to come out ready to fight.
But you should be careful what you ask for. Good luck, buddy. There's your match. Jack Foster!
You know what?
That's Emmett Dubois not backing down an inch. Jack Foster is here in the Casa Loma Ballroom to fight Emmett Dubois. And there he is, Jack Foster. The recluse, the man who we did not hear from for months, who just sent little clues about his whereabouts, finally made his presence felt about a month ago here in the Casa Loma Ballroom, and ever since then has been making his presence.
Weighing 281 pounds, Jack Foster!
I gotta give it to Emmett Dubois. He does not seem he's ready to fight. He came dressed to wrestle, surprisingly for once, and he is ready to fight Jack Foster.
Listen, I don't know why you keep insulting Emmett Dubois. He had a bad luck streak there. You know, of course, he had the cramps. He was sick for some time. This guy is a tough guy. He's a smart businessman, and I think he's going to give Jack Foster all that he can handle.
He looks concerned, but he has, I mean, look, no taking anything away from Emmett Dubois. He looks to be in incredible shape. Look at his arms. Look at his biceps. I mean, this guy is in good shape, but he just has not proven anything to me in the ring. Nice hard right hand to the face of Jack Foster, and Jack Foster just shrugs it off.
Listen, if we know anything about Jack Foster, we know that this guy likes to fight, and he, in fact, is a guy that would encourage you to fight him. Right? And he certainly is not fazed by any of those punches from Emmett Dubois. You got to get another way of attack, Emmett. This is not going to work.
Oh, just blocks the clothesline with his own arm and then punches Emmett Dubois square in between the eyes. Jack, who is going to stop Jack Foster? He has been on an absolute tear since making his debut here in the NWL STL.
Absolutely. Who's going to step up to Jack Foster and take this guy down, take him out? I don't know of anybody that can, actually. He's such a unique individual. This guy, he's a big, powerful man, but he moves unlike anybody you've ever seen.
3 hard whips into the buckle and picks up Emmett Dubois like he's a child and side suplexes him in the middle of the ring. I wonder what Jack Foster's goals are. What are his intentions? We know he doesn't like the current state of pro wrestling, but what does that mean? What does he want here in the NWL STL?
We certainly had some things to complain about with the way of the world with pro wrestling, right?
But that's all we know, Christopher. That's all we know is that he just doesn't like the way pro wrestling is going, but that doesn't tell us anything about his intentions.
Right.
Emmett Dubois trying to scoop up and slam the big Jack Foster, but to no avail. And Emmett Dubois is no small man himself, and he just thumped Jack Foster right in the eyes. And if he can't pick up Jack Foster, who can? Oh, huge spear out of the corner. I think he's just speared Emmett Dubois out of his boots. Oh, here comes Clayton Fox with that steel briefcase in this match. This match will end in a disqualification because of Clayton Fox's interference, and he just may have picked a fight with someone good night, just hit him with that big boot right across the face, and now Emmett Dubois is attacking with that steel briefcase.
Look at that. Both these men have hit him with that briefcase. Jack Foster, though, still he's down. But this guy's still aware. Jack can't keep this guy down for long. Look at Emmett Dubois.
Emmett Dubois knows that steel case right across the head did almost next to nothing on the skull of Jack Foster, and Clayton Fox. Emmett Dubois is heading for the hills. And Clayton Fox is left prone in the middle of the ring with Jack Foster still in there.
You know, that's one good thing about having a personal assistant, so they get to handle things that you don't necessarily want to handle yourself, like getting chokeslammed.
This is for you!
Up and down with authority. Clayton Fox just gets driven into the middle of the mat by Jack Foster. And I think Jack Foster's reign, his path of destruction has come to a halt for this evening, but who knows when he'll show up again. Jack Foster is not done with the NWL STL, and folks, we'll be right back here on NWL St. Louis.
Oh man, I tell you, this new buddy GPS system, it lets me know where all the buddies are that need help, and well, I've got one right here, and it's right here. Oh, Adam Ryan, as I live and breathe.
Buddy,
Adam?
you better not tell Jackie about this, but I think I'm ready to join the buddy system.
What did you just say?
I said I'm ready to join.
I knew it! I knew it! Oh, I knew it! I knew when we last wrestled. Oh, I knew you didn't want to hit me. and I didn't want to hit you as hard as I did. Oh, it feels good to have a new buddy. I tell you what, I know Javi isn't here and I know Skylar ain't here, but they're gonna be so happy, because I'm gonna tell them. But we won't tell Jackie. This will be between you, me, and all the buddies and the internet.
Thank you, buddy.
That's what I do. That's what I do. No! 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 Open it. Come on. Get it. Get it. Let's go.
It's the rivalry of the century. NWL Kansas City takes on NWL St. Louis. 3, and that's it! Blood Brothers have now picked up a victory. Here's the representative of Fight KC. Jack Foster is here. The return of Jack Foster. Chess 2.
That's it.
3.
Nobody
Fight
gets up from that.
Monster Jack. And it's Jeremy Wyatt taking on Kyle O'Reilly. What is he doing? He's going for that sheer drop brain buster. Rolled O'Reilly back onto his shoulders. He's tapping out. He's tapping. Nick Chin did not see.
Who is going to get the upper hand? Kansas City leads.
What is he doing here? Shooting star press. There it is. The Baisutu knee strike. 2, 3.
Man, look at that back and forth.
Oh, looks like he's rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Battle of cities, the battle of rosters here in NWL.
Matthew Grundy taking on Jet Royal in an I-70 Series Classic. Jet Royal from the top rope. Oh my God! He's going for a cover here. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Jet Royal picks up the victory, but something may be wrong with Grundy. Will Fight STL pick up another victory here tonight? Find out at the Casa Loma Ballroom. Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the National Wrestling St. Louis, and we have another I-70 Series matchup in store for you. Royal Blood Jet and Jax Royal making their way into the Casa Loma Ballroom. The fans do not like the twins here in the Gateway City.
Absolutely, I think the feeling is mutual if you ask the Royal Blood what they think about St. Louis.
And here come their opponents for this evening, a pair of guys who we haven't seen a lot here at the NWSTL, but never seen. I mean, they're always out to abuse the fans, and that's Spike and Boulder, the Party Crashers. I like these guys. They're always out to have a good time.
You would like these guys, but I think I saw these guys maybe like a
What are you doing at a Jimmy Buffett concert? I guess that's the story for the
feeling like funny. Rousting punks.
I gotta hurry.
There's Boulder making his way to the ring. Spike is the smaller
Ladies
of the
and
two.
gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. It is a part of the I-70 Series. Kansas City leads 7-4. Your referee is Michael Crace. Introducing first, to my right, representing NWL KC from Lee Summit, Missouri, the team of Jet and Jax Royal, the Royal Blood.
Hey, it looks like they hit a home run there.
And ladies and gentlemen, representing NWL STL from Earthworm, Nebraska, the team of Boulder and Spike, the Party Crashers.
Now, Christopher, one has to wonder with a team like the Party Crashers, who seem to be on the constant search for the best party ever, can they stay focused? Can they get focused enough to beat one of the best tag teams in the world today in the Royal Blood?
Listen, I don't know if that's going to be answered here tonight or not. You never know what party crashers you're going to get. You never know if these guys have been on a 3-day bender or if they've been serious and they have come to fight. So I guess we will find out. One thing I can tell you this. You know why they're called the party crashers?
I don't.
Because nobody would actually invite these guys to their party. They have to show up at the crash the party because they don't have any real friends.
I don't think that's true at all. Spike and Boulder seem to be loved wherever they go because they bring an aura of fun with them, Christopher. And I think you should be able to appreciate something like that.
Sure, I like fun. I had fun just the other day. It's overrated.
One time.
How much more do you need?
Looks like Jax is backing up Spike into the corner. Now let's talk about the I-70 series. Kansas City currently leads this series 7-4. Can Spike and Boulder on their home turf here in the Casa Loma Ballroom pick up a victory and maybe start helping Fight STL climb that ladder once again to even up the score?
Well, I think it would mean an awful lot for the Party Crashers to not only have a victory over the Royal Blood, but in the I-70 series as well. It's well known in the locker room that these matches mean an awful lot to the general managers of both STL and KC, and it means a lot to Major Bazin. If you win one of these matches, it's like a high-profile, it's very much a high-profile match. So, yeah, this would definitely put them on the map.
And Spike and Boulder, if they are, it's not just about the I-70 series, though. If they are able to pick up a victory over one of the best tag teams on the scene right now, that would raise their profile all across the world. Looks like we're going for 2 atomic drops, an inverted and a regular one. Splash by Spike. Quick tags in and out by the Party Crashers.
Wow.
Nice acai moonsault. Going for a cover here, too. Nice agility by the bigger Boulder. Boulder showing some great athleticism there.
Looks like these guys came to wrestle tonight, definitely bringing their A game against the Royal Blood, which you have to do anytime you're in the ring with these guys. These guys continue to improve every single time we see them in the ring. They seem to pull out new moves that we haven't seen before. Sometimes I didn't even think were even possible.
And how often, let's talk about how often have we seen the, it looks like, Blockbuster breaks that hold. Jet Royal now in the ring. Let's talk about how often the Royal Blood have represented Fight KC. It seems like every I-70 series match, either one or both of the Royal Blood are involved. That's a lot of pressure. And I'm wondering if that pressure is ever going to get to the team of Jet and Jax Royal, the Royal Blood.
Well, you know, one thing about the Royal Blood, they walk it like they talk it. They certainly have been known as the poster boys for Kansas City, and they've earned that. They take that responsibility very, very seriously.
Nice clothesline. Let's hope tonight is not that night where they, somehow fold under the pressure and they bring home another victory for Fight KC. And if Fight KC picks up another victory here tonight, I don't know what Fight STL is going to have to do to even up the score to start climbing back up that long, long ladder.
You know, every one of these STL KC matches is very, very competitive. People really seem to step up their game. Definitely high profile, and you're right, it means an awful lot. St. Louis is down, and if they lose this match tonight, it could be all over.
Drop kick right into the chest. Jet and Jax Royal have improved so much since coming to the NWL KC. With so many matches under their belt, they're getting better and better and better. As witnessed by double team moves like that. These guys are, like I said, are some of the best tag team specialists on the planet today.
Well, you know, that's the way it goes, Miller. You either get better or you leave. That's the way it is. You either step up to the competition, like we've got some fantastic competition here in STL and in Kansas City, or you just fade by the wayside.
Nice snap suplex there by Jet. I believe that's Jet Royal. I always get these two confused. It's so hard to tell them apart. Nice moonsault connects with Spike. 1, 2. Jet comes into the ring now, throwing his brother Jax at him. Jet misses a clothesline, tag into the big Boulder. Boulder coming in the ring now. Has a forearm and a back elbow for both of the Royal Blood here. jumping knee strike right under the chin. Tries for a sunset flip, mule kick right into the chest.
Boulder is deceptively athletic.
Neck breaker.
You look at this guy, and he looks like a guy that just likes to party and have fun, but then you see him pull out moves like that, and it really catches people off guard. Catches me off guard every time I see him.
I think that's Jet Royal in the ring
tag
right
there.
now. Blind tag by the Party Crashers, showing some double team expertise with those double leg lariats to the back of the head. 1, 2. Jax Royal coming back in the ring, throwing Boulder to the outside with a boot to the midsection to Spike. What are they setting up for here? Might be an assisted DDT.
He got all of that.
Spike into the middle of the ring, too. You see what I did there?
Nice. I heard it. You've been waiting all match to say something like that, haven't you, Miller? You had one trick in your bag today, and you decided to play it.
Could be going for a doomsday device here. What are they setting up for? The Royal Blood love to use that. Oh! Sends one of the Royal Blood into the other. I think that's still Jet in the ring. Oh! Michinoku driver. What is Spike going for here?
We've seen these guys fly very often. Wouldn't surprise me to see them. What's going on here?
What are they doing here? Boulder setting himself up in the outside of the ring.
He reverse monkey flipped his own partner.
And his partner, Spike, takes out both of the Royal Blood. Good tag team wrestling
I've never
by
seen
the
that
Party
before.
Crashers. What a move by Spike and Boulder. Jax just
DDT on the outside.
DDT'd Boulder on the outside. Jet still left in the ring. Are the Party Crashers going to try to put the finishing touches on Jet Royal here and pick up a victory? We're going for here. Gibson driver. Jax Royal mounting the top rope. This could be the 450. If he hits this, it might be over. He's going. Oh no, I thought he was going to go for a cover. And this could be the patented shooting star press. Connects with Spike. 1, 2, 3. And Fight KC picks up another victory over Fight STL and the Party Crashers.
Very impressive showing there from the Party Crashers, but man, who's going to stop the Royal Blood? These guys are on the roll.
And Jet Royal, the Royal
And again, the Royal Blood look aggressive and impressive in this win for Fight KC. It is now 8-4. How are Fight STL ever going to come back from this? General Manager Matt Jackson's got to start game planning something, folks. We'll be right back here on NWL STL for the Casa Loma Ballroom.
Tommy Flag, I've got to say, I'm a little surprised to see you out here with all these lights. And, well, I've only really got one question for you.
Here's the thing. I actually have 2 questions for you. Who's the smartest man in the NWL and why am I? Are you aware that you're on the ground floor of something special, something truly unique, something so amazing that it actually got me out here in the lights? The new streak. Are you aware of this? Keep in mind, 3 shows ago, Des Welliston, I pinned him clean as a sheet.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was...
2 shows ago, Spike of Party Crasher fame, pinned him with no shenanigans, no chicanery.
I mean, there was definitely some...
And then tonight, everyone's favorite local lush, Jay Lutz, pinned him again. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I would say...
But do you know how I did this? It's because of this right here. There's people in the NWL that are bigger than me and stronger than me and guys that are faster than me, right? Obviously. And there's obviously guys that are more athletically gifted than me. And I get it. I know how people feel about me. Some people say I'm bitter, some people say I'm a lunatic, but the truth of the matter is I'm crazy like a fox and wily like a coyote. And there's nobody on that roster that I can't outmaneuver, outmanipulate, and flat out outman. You've got the office's ear, so I'm gonna ask you to do me a personal favor. I would like it if, one, we could turn these down a little bit, but two, if you could go to Minor Badgerson, Minor, whatever his name is, and ask him, hey, Tommy Flagg needs a new opponent. We got to keep the new streak going. He's 3-0. We just got to get to 4-0, 5-0, and eventually the legendary 173-0 of streaks of the past. Because I'm not just the new voice of NWL. I'm the new winner in the NWL. Thank you, and good night.
It's Major Baisden.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the National Wrestling League, and we have yet another I-70 Series matchup featuring Blaine Meeks taking on Marcellus Gaines.
This do-gooder, I can't believe this guy. Every time, you know, I was maybe starting to like him, but I'm done liking this guy.
Blaine Meeks shows a level of heart and determination that not many athletes on the entire NWL roster have, and he is looking to pick up another victory for Fight KC. But this man right here, the 53-0 amateur boxer turned pro wrestler, greatness Marcellus Gaines, has something to say about it. Accompanied to the ring, of course, by his Svengali. I'm sure it's a close eye. All of Marcellus Gaines winning. Drew Gold.
Absolutely, Drew Gold looking out for Marcellus Gaines, keeping him away from the bums like Jay Lutz, giving him real competition and a high-profile match like this I-70 series here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is set for one fall and is a part of the I-70 series where Kansas City leads St. Louis 8-4. Your referee is Sean Orleans. Introducing first, representing NWL KC, from Austin, Texas, weighing 195 pounds, the man with no fear, Blaine Meeks. And ladies and gentlemen, representing NWL STL, accompanied by Drew Gold, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 175 pounds, greatness, Marcellus Gaines.
There he is, kissing that left hand of victory. That Southside Shiver has put away many opponents here in NWL STL, and he is going to look to land that square on the jaw of Blaine Meeks and pick up a victory for St. Louis.
Nobody deserves a Southside Shiver more than Blaine Meeks, in my opinion. I was just starting to turn around, maybe like this guy a little bit because he showed a lot of heart in his championship match, but then now once he goes back to just being a do-gooder. You think he would learn and just look out for himself, but no, he's going to stick his nose in other people's business. And Blaine Meeks, I hope you get knocked out.
I think that's a quality of Blaine Meeks that will never go away. He fights for what's right. He fights for truth and justice here in the NWL.
You're absolutely right. Those are things that never go away, kind of like herpes. But I wouldn't want that either.
Guess what? I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you drunken idiots do. I really don't care.
Marcellus Gaines taking on an awful lot of time drawing with the fans at ringside who are showing their displeasure. Maybe not so much for Marcellus as they are Drew Gold, but Marcellus taking exception to it.
You know, why would you dislike somebody like Drew Gold? He is certainly representing his client in a very positive light, getting in high-profile matches, looking out for him. Again, keeping him away from drunks and barroom brawlers like Jay Lutz.
Also spitting beer in their face and calling them cowards and calling everybody out in the NWL STL who doesn't agree with him. Drew Gold is a manipulator, and I believe he's manipulating greatness Marcellus Gaines. And I will say this, if it happens too much longer, I think you're going to see a special Southside Shiver for one Drew Gold. Pie-facing Blaine Meeks here. We have seen a different side of Marcellus Gaines in matches in the past couple of weeks. Look at this. Marcellus Gaines showing a lot more wrestling ability than I ever gave him credit for, especially utilizing the top rope moves that he's utilized. Impressive athlete is this greatness Marcellus Gaines.
Well, you know, one of the things about Marcellus is he came here and he was a great boxer, obviously could strike with anyone, but you learn quickly that it takes a little bit more than just that. You can't be one-dimensional here in the NWL, so he's had to step up his game. He's such a great athlete that he has taken to it like a fish to water.
Speaking of great athletes, say what you want, Christopher, about Blaine Meeks. The man is a phenomenal athlete, and that escape from that armbar shows just how quick Blaine Meeks can be.
Well, you know, I don't need your permission to say what I want because I'm going to say it anyway, regardless of what you think, but you're absolutely right. This guy is a phenomenal athlete. He's a great wrestler, better on the mat than people would give him credit for. A lot of folks think Blaine Meeks, they just think high-flying aerial maneuvers, but this guy is a very accomplished, solid catch-can wrestler. And he's annoying. Let's not forget that, okay?
Yelling at some of the fans here at ringside, really getting under his skin tonight. And look at a little bit of ground and pound work by greatness Marcellus Gaines. Gets rolled up by Blaine Meeks. Back and forth we go, exchanging pinfall attempts. Nobody gets a 3 count out of that one. Flips him over. Both men exchanging another set of pinfall attempts. Shoulder blocks Blaine Meeks down to the canvas. Doing the best job he can to stay on top of this fast and furious action. Oh, going for an arm drag takeover. Marcellus Gaines kind of lands on his feet, collects himself. Blaine Meeks flips out of this position, and with a beautiful arm drag of his own. Blaine Meeks is such a do-gooder that even the people in St. Louis are starting to take to him. Either that or they hate Marcellus Gaines and Drew Gold that much. Elbow drop right to the chest. Great elevation.
One thing you don't want to get into a match of trying to outdo or trying to be more athletic than Blaine Meeks. Even if you're somebody as athletic as Marcellus Gaines, it's just not a good strategy. This guy's been doing this for his entire career. He's very, very good at it. You got to think of another way. He's got to figure out a way that he can get Blaine down and perhaps get him with that south side shiver. If he hits that, this match is over.
Blaine Meeks hitting the ropes, and there's Drew Gold. I could have sworn he just grabbed the foot of Blaine Meeks. Oh, and he just cracked him. I don't think that was a south side shiver, just a scintillating left hand. Rolls through after sweeping the legs out. Beautiful combination of moves here. Great athleticism shown by Marcellus Gaines.
Now that's a move that you would not have seen Marcellus Gaines be able to do probably just a few short weeks ago. He's added it to his repertoire. It's really gotten Blaine Meeks kind of on his heels right here. Nobody knows what to expect from Marcellus Gaines. Pretty comfortable using his feet too.
Stomping a mud hole, if you will, into Blaine Meeks here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. And Marcellus never short of words as jawing with Blaine Meeks as he fires a left forward right into the jaw of Blaine Meeks. Oh, hard knife edge chop to the chest of greatness. Marcellus Gaines misses that chop, connects with that one. Series of strikes and knees to the midsection and back of Blaine Meeks. You know, fans, if you're not following us already, follow us on Facebook, NWL space STL on Facebook. Twitter is NWL_STL. Everything that you need, everything you need to find out about NWL St. Louis is right there. Now Marcellus just putting a boot to the back of the head of Blaine Meeks, now standing on the throat, utilizing that referee 5 count.
Now this is where Marcellus Gaines excels. When he has his opponent on the ropes, he's definitely excelling. He's a guy that knows how to finish opponents, and it doesn't matter if it's boxing, wrestling, judo, whatever. If you have that in you, if you are a finisher, that's something that always pays off.
And that's something that Marcellus Gaines does excel at, Christopher, is finishing his opponents, especially with those educated hands, those hands that brought him 52 victories in boxing, or 53, I can never remember. Back elbow, right to the chin.
Probably some he's not even counting because he's a humble guy.
Humble guy. If you consider that humility, good night. I don't even know what to say to you. Slamming Blaine Meeks' head off the canvas there. Greatness Marcellus Gaines knows if he wants to win this match, he has to take that action back inside between those ropes. Now again, Marcellus taking a lot of time jawing at Blaine Meeks, and that's taking valuable seconds away from executing another offensive maneuver and putting Blaine Meeks down on the mat for a possible 1-2-3. Marcellus Gaines needs to stop jawing at Blaine Meeks and try to put him away, because it's going to take a lot to put away this superhero.
Well, you're absolutely right. I don't know about the superhero part, but I do know this. You can't give Blaine Meeks time to rest. This guy's already in phenomenal shape. He gets back to 100% very, very quickly.
Look at that high cross body block. Takes down Marcellus Gaines in the center of the ring. There is still a lot of spring, a lot of life left in Blaine Meeks. Jawbreaker. By Greatness Marcellus Gaines. Look at Cat jumping to the top rope and just drills him with a right hand. Two. So close, almost putting Blaine Meeks away for the 3 count. Did you see the way he leapt to that top rope? No,
unbelievable athleticism. It's no effort at all, right?
Greatness week after week shows us why he is called greatness. I mean, it's hard to argue with the athletic ability. Speaking of athletic ability, leaps up and strikes him right with a forearm to the face.
I've said it before, I think the team of Drew Gold and Greatness Marcellus Gaines could go all the way to the top. Now, this guy's relatively new to professional wrestling, but he's a fighter, he's a competitor, and you can't teach that. He's got it in his heart and his soul with the mind of Drew Gold. They're taking care of his business for him. Who knows how far these guys will go. I believe they're going straight to the top.
Wow, catches him off the top rope with a superplex. That'll put an end to any momentum any athlete has put together against Blaine Meeks. What a superplex by the man without fear.
You know, we've said it here before, Miller, superplex, almost one of those moves that, look, it's an all or nothing, because even the man giving that superplex is going to take a lot of punishment on the way down.
Look at that, nipping up to his feet is Blaine Meeks. He is fired up and ready to continue this fight against Greatness Marcellus Gaines. Nice back elbow, flipping clothesline, and that leg lariat connects right with the face of Greatness Gaines.
At times it seems there's nothing that Blaine Meeks can't do in the ring. Of course, huge power slam. I've never seen him do that before.
Never seen him do a power slam either, and he got close to putting away Greatness Marcellus Gaines with that beautiful power slam.
You can tell Blaine Meeks, though, being very careful, being very cautious, because he knows that south side shiver could come out of nowhere, and if it does, he's not getting up.
If nothing, Blaine Meeks is well-read, no pun intended for his love with comic books. Look at Greatness Gaines, back handspring and a back flip, catches him in a blue thunder bomb. Showing incredible athleticism and strength, and was trying to go for a cover, but Blaine Meeks rolls to the outside. I don't know if he meant to roll to the outside, but whatever the case, turned out good for Blaine Meeks.
Absolutely, I think that could have been it right there. That move kind of came out of nowhere.
Wow, tope called hello, and he cleared that top rope with ease. Man, Marcellus Gaines pulling out all the stops here tonight in this I-70 Series matchup against Blaine Meeks.
Well, we talked about it, not only winning these matches, how important they are for the rivalry, but it's also a showcase. These are matches that people definitely pay attention to. Promoters all around the NWL, general managers. So you gotta have to get a victory here.
1, 2, oh, so close. That jumping knee strike once again almost puts Blaine Meeks away. Marcellus Gaines knows victory is within his grasp right now, and if he hits that south side shiver, that should be it.
Looks like he might be setting him up for it right now.
Looks like he's warming up. He's gonna swing for the fences. He missed that left hand. What is Blaine Meeks doing? Here, catches him with a rolling flatliner. Marcellus Gaines makes his way back to the corner. Blaine Meeks charges in and misses. Marcellus Gaines tries for a shoulder block. Oh, a jumping knee strike of his own by Blaine Meeks. And here comes Drew Gold again, up to no good, making his way up to the second rope, distracting the referee. Blaine Meeks misses comic mischief, and there it is! There it is, the south side shiver, he's out!
That's it, that's one, that's two, that's three, that's
and
four.
Drew Gold still distracting the referee. That was, he just hit him with the south side shiver, that's it! He should have won this matchup. Blaine Meeks rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Blaine Meeks beats Marcellus Gaines in the I-70 Series matchup, and Kansas City goes up 9-4.
Look at Marcellus, he can't believe it. He had this match won. Rare miscommunication from himself and Drew Gold. They were not on the same page there. And I think Drew Gold accidentally cost him the match right there.
And Drew Gold has a lot of explaining to do. Another victory for Blaine Meeks, and we'll be right back here on NWL STL.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment we have all been waiting for. The main event of the evening. The two finalists met for the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the rematch tonight for the St. Louis Championship.
And it is main event time here, Christopher, and it is a rematch from our finals for the NWL STL tournament. This man, the Raging Bull Maverick, feels like he needs to redeem that loss last time out and get that St. Louis championship in his grasp.
Well, this time Maverick doesn't have to face anybody before he faces Todd Letterman. We'll see if that changes the outcome in this championship rematch.
I think that was what a lot of fans were wondering. Was the condition of Maverick, did that play a factor into his final match against Todd Letterman when Todd Letterman picked up a victory and that St. Louis championship? Now I think all questions will be answered here tonight.
Well, maybe though Maverick is just a glutton for punishment. Maybe he just doesn't learn. I mean, obviously people must have told him that headband is stupid and he keeps wearing it. So who knows? Maybe he just likes getting beat up by Todd Letterman.
In with the head.
Well, it's ridiculous, Miller. Why would somebody wear something like that?
Maverick is all fired up, and he is probably well rested since the last time here at the Casa Loma Ballroom. Here's his opponent, the first ever St. Louis champion, the 5-star phenom, Todd Letterman. What a bruising match these two had last time we were here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
One of the things that I like about Todd Letterman is that he is who he is, and he does not care if you don't like him. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care if you think that he deserves his title shot or even the fact that he's the champion. This guy is a winner. And that's what winners do, they win.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening, set for one fall, and it is for the St. Louis Championship. Your referee is Sean Orleans. Introducing first, to my right, the challenger from Georgetown, Texas, weighing 240 pounds, the son of Texas, the Raging Bull, Maverick.
The man of 1,000 nicknames.
What, he's just the son of Texas, the Raging Bull? That's just 2. There's no big deal. He's from Texas.
And ladies and gentlemen, to my left, originally from Afton, St. Louis, weighing 344 pounds, tonight he makes his first defense as the St. Louis champion, the 5-star phenom, Todd Letterman.
Man, I cannot wait for this matchup. These 2 big bulls are going to go toe-to-toe again in what I'm sure is going to be a war. And let's remind all the fans that last time these 2 competitors fought, it was in a no-holds-barred match. The rules obviously are not that this time. It's a regular wrestling match this time around. So I'm curious to see how each one of their game plans changes.
Absolutely. In their last matchup, we saw guardrails, we saw chairs, we saw all sorts of things come into play in the matchup. We're not going to have any of that in this one. So it's just straight up man on man. See who's the better man, who deserves this championship.
And we're already firing out of the gate with both men trying to gain an advantage with shoulder blocks. Maverick backing up Letterman, and Letterman pushing Maverick back into the ropes. These 2 going back and forth. They don't need a feeling out process like they did last time. They're just going to try to adjust their game plan and pick up a victory.
You know, the issue between these 2 guys has certainly become personal. Each one of these guys, they want to outdo each other. They want to show who's the biggest dog in the yard.
Wow. Great agility shown by the 340-plus pounder, Todd Letterman, as he connects with that leg lariat.
The great thing about Letterman is that this guy is so deceptively athletic. You wouldn't think a man that's over 340 pounds is be able to move like that, and he certainly just draws you in and then, boom, lowers the hammer on you.
Both exchanging chops in the middle of the ring. You can hear those echoing off of every part of this building. Ooh. You hear those shots, Christopher?
They're echoing throughout the entire building. These 2 men just plain don't like each other. That makes for a great championship match.
And Todd Letterman decides he wants no more of the onslaught from the Raging Bull and decides to take a breather, maybe rightfully so, on the outside of the ring.
Once Maverick gets going, it's hard to slow this guy down. He's one of the most intense competitors I have ever seen. You want to make sure if you need something to sort of stop his momentum, then that's what you do. Smart move by the champ. That's why this guy's the champion, because he's well enough aware of what's going on around that ring and how to regroup.
You want to fight me, Maverick? You want to fight me, Raging Bull?
Playing some mind games there with the champ, Todd Letterman. And that might be the smart way to go, Miller. One thing with a guy that's so intense like Maverick, he is just itching to fight any chance he gets. So you get him to maybe jump into something a little too quickly, and perhaps he makes a mistake.
Maverick has had enough of Todd Letterman's breather, and he's going out and attacking Letterman with those hard knife-edge chops. Man, Maverick is unrelenting in his onslaught. Look at those overhand strikes, just blistering the chest. The chest of Todd Letterman is already bright red because of those hits.
Referee Sean Orleans being pretty lenient with the count, if you ask me. This isn't a no DQ match. It's not a no count out match. You got to get those folks back in the ring.
Oh! Smart move, but a little dirty there by the 5-star phenom as he kicks that middle rope into the groin of Maverick. Oh, he could be setting him up for that big tackle, and he hits Maverick all the way into that security railing on the outside. Now he's telling Sean Orleans to put the count on Maverick.
Well, it's a very smart move by Todd Letterman. Listen, if Maverick can't answer the bell, then he's going to win, right? If he's going to get a count-out victory, it's still a victory. Smart move by the champion, the 5-star phenom, Todd Letterman.
One thing's for sure is he does not want a long, drawn-out match with Maverick like last time out. He wants to put Maverick away quickly and go to the pay window and take his belt with him.
These guys, I know, were both hurting badly from their last confrontation, and there's one thing they want to do is, if they can, get in and get out. You're right, Miller.
Hooking the leg here, going for a quick cover. Again, that shows you that Todd Letterman wants out of this matchup, and not because he's scared of Maverick, but like you said, Christopher, they inflicted a lot of damage onto each other last time we were here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
The type of wars that these two men have had, even in their brief history here, is the kind of wars that take years off of your career. The fact that these two guys just plain don't like each other also adds into that, you know?
Absolutely. You can feel the hatred for these two every time they come out and share the same squared circle with each other. Nice suplex, floats over to a pin. Think about even the pin of Todd Letterman, 345 pounds resting on your shoulders. That takes a lot of effort to kick out of that man on top of you.
Absolutely. It's very hard to power out of something like that, and eventually just leaning on you just like this is going to take an awful lot out of Maverick, and it certainly has already.
If anybody had any questions on Todd Letterman's victory last time here at the Casa Loma Ballroom, they might be silenced here tonight if he's able to put Maverick away fair and square, and Maverick firing some right hands into the jaw of Todd Letterman.
Maverick, a smart move here, go to a body part, pick a body part of the big man and work on that. Beat this guy down a little bit. You know, probably not going to win in a slugfest. Even a strong, tough fighter like Maverick, maybe he needs to pick a different strategy against the big guy here like Todd Letterman.
Guys, that overhand wrist lock applied to Todd Letterman, again working over that left arm and shoulder. If he loses the use of one of those arms, it will be extremely hard for him to hit power moves, especially his patented spike driver.
Maverick knows all too well what that spike driver feels like. Actually took two of them in their last confrontation. Can't tell me he wasn't seeing a chiropractor the next day after that.
Absolutely, and after that final spike driver, I mean, Maverick's head bounced 4, 5, 6 inches off the mat. It was a hard spike driver that put Maverick away for the 1-2-3 last time out.
You know, it wasn't very long ago when Maverick was diagnosed with that concussion, actually had to postpone the championship match because of the beating that he took from Cornell Douglas. You know, a concussion, that's just not like something like a bruise that just heals up, right? It's something that he could still be feeling the effects of even in this match right here.
Drops that again, that left arm and shoulder again over that top rope. Maverick sticking with the game plan here and chopping one of the limbs out of that tree.
We've seen him do this several times.
Hear those shots firing off the chest of Todd Letterman, belly to belly suplex.
That could be it.
Already on top of him, almost a 3 count. And again, Maverick latches on to that arm, knowing that his game plan so far is successful against the 5-star phenom.
Look at all the torque being put on the shoulder, the bicep of big Todd Letterman right there. Maverick relentless on that hold.
He's trying to, looks like he's trying to tear it out of its socket. He wants to he would love to pick up a submission victory and fully redeem his loss last time here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
We've seen Maverick in the past use that crossface. Could be setting up for that as well.
Letterman trying to fight out of the grasp, out of that vice-like grip that Maverick has held on to that left arm for a couple minutes now, and Letterman trying to back him into every corner to fight out of that hold. Maverick puts a boot right in the side of the head of Letterman after he breaks that hold. Shoulder block tackle, takes down the big Letterman.
These guys going back and forth in this.
I think he just punted his face off.
I don't know if Letterman was ever in the punt, pass, and kick challenge as a kid, but that one right there, that would have definitely went through the goalposts.
Letterman trying to shake some feeling back into that left arm. The onslaught of damage that Maverick has been trying to inflict is showing its wear on the 5-star Phenom as he fires back with a couple right forearm strikes to the face of Maverick. Wiping that chest clean. What is he doing here? A hard sledge, a forearm sledge right across the sternum and the pectoral region of Maverick.
Can you imagine the impact of a guy like Todd Letterman coming down on you with all of his body weight right there into your chest? It's going to make it hard to breathe.
Setting Maverick up on the top rope. Slaps him right across the face.
Really vulnerable position right there for Maverick to be in.
Again, tries to go for, I think he was going to try to hit him with that left hand, and Maverick puts a stop to it with his boot. And now he drags him off the top rope. And like you said, Christopher, remember, wasn't so long ago that Maverick had a concussion. And doctors say that once you've had one, you're susceptible the rest of your life. Oh, cannonballs. Maverick squashes him right in that bottom turnbuckle. Rolls him over. He's going for a cover here.
Have him right here.
Arrogant cover.
If he would have hooked the rope, he would have probably had him right there.
Well, you know it's illegal to hook the rope while you're pinning
It's
somebody.
only illegal if you don't get caught, right? Or if you do get caught.
The 5-star Phenom thought that was it.
Listen, I don't like this black and white world that you live in, Miller. It's not realistic. People have to do what you got to do to get by, and that's exactly what Todd Letterman should be doing. And that's what he does do most of the time, and that's why he's a champion. Does this make sense to you? Are you ever going to learn this lesson, Miller?
I kind of like the black and white world I live in, where people fight honorably and fairly for the richest prize in our sport. I like competition, fair and honest competition, and two guys slugging it out in the middle of the ring like we have right here, right now. Oh. Going hold for hold, move for move right here in the middle of the ring as they're catching the other guy coming off the ropes with back elbows and strikes. Todd Letterman stalemate shoulder blocks in the middle of the ring and a double clothesline, and both men are down.
You see the impact on both men as they hit the mat. There's a knockout blow for both of them.
Referee starting to put the count on him.
I don't know if Sean Orleans can get to 10. Looks like he might not have to, though. Letterman getting up to his feet. Just about there now. This Todd Letterman is so resilient. You know, normally for bigger guys, you don't have as much stamina as a guy like Letterman does. They don't, you know, once they kind of get rocked and rolled, their own body weight works against them. That doesn't seem to be the case with Todd Letterman. This guy in fantastic shape for a big, big man.
Fantastic ring shape. We've seen this guy go over 15 minutes on multiple occasions, and I believe him and Maverick are approaching that right now as the stampede of the bulls rains down on top of Todd Letterman, and that lariat connects. This could be it. 1, 2, no! Todd Letterman getting the right shoulder up just in the nick of time. That lariat almost took the head off of Todd Letterman.
He always sets folks up for that big, big clothesline, puts everything in it. Let me tell you this one thing, the son of Texas here, Maverick, he's certainly an homage to every wrestler that comes out of Texas. A lot of the moves that he has were made famous by Texas wrestlers, folks that he grew up watching.
Or could he be going for a big suplex right here? And if anybody in the NWL can suplex, Todd Letterman is definitely the Raging Bull. Was unable to get the suplex that time. Look at the agility, unbelievable. Hits the ropes with authority and a cross body block. 1, 2, no! So close! Maverick gets the right shoulder up. And Todd Letterman can't even believe it. Did you see the amount of speed that Letterman picked up after hitting those ropes? It was like a freight train coming at Maverick.
Absolutely unbelievable. Got some good height on it as well. If you are at home and you are watching and scouting wrestlers, right, you got to notice that a guy like Todd Letterman shouldn't be able to do some of the things that he can do, but just like that high cross body. Oh, he's setting him up.
It looks like he could be going for the spike driver here. If he hits this, Maverick's fighting out of it, though, firing some elbow strikes to the head. Looks like he might be going for that crossface. He's trying to drag Todd Letterman down to the mat. He's having a hard time. Letterman firing some shots to the midsection. Side suplex drives Maverick into the ring. And these two gargantuan athletes are going toe-to-toe right now.
These two men know each other very, very well, even in the short history that they have had here together. You can tell that these two guys spend a lot of time looking at what the other one is doing. It's more, it may even be more important than the title, just to beat the other man.
You can see that left arm and shoulder of Todd Letterman is really starting to bother him. The onslaught that Maverick has put on that arm is really showing its wear. Now he's dumping Todd Letterman to the outside as Letterman went charging in for a shoulder block. And Maverick loves to brawl on the inside the ring and outside the ring, so Letterman needs to make his way back in the ring. What is Maverick doing? Waiting for Letterman to get back up to his feet.
He's going
he is not over the top rope plancha. Incredible agility by the Raging Bull.
Now, while this is good for Todd Letterman, he's on the outside. He cannot lose the title due to a count out. Maverick has got to get him back into the ring and pin him. I don't know if that's just a smart move right there. Now Maverick's got to pick up the 345-pound Todd Letterman and get him back in the ring so he can get a pinfall victory.
Maverick putting him on the outside. What does the Raging Bull have planned for Todd Letterman? Goodness gracious, did you hear that chop? Oh! Another devastating chop right across the chest of Todd Letterman. What is Letterman? Oh no,
Set him up.
What is he doing here? Maverick firing some elbows into the side of the face. No way. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The Death Valley driver on the outside of the ring.
Fans here at ringside certainly in favor of that. Beefcake versus cupcake. Todd Letterman is a beefcake, I guess.
I don't know who that sign was referring to, but the one thing I know is the pads on the outside of the ring here are not very thick, so that Death Valley driver really took it out of both competitors, especially Todd Letterman.
Well, they were about an inch thick before Letterman came crashing down. They're probably about an eighth of an inch thick now with the impact of that. You see, now he's got to pick him up. He's got to try to get him back in the ring.
Nice guy, if he can roll him back in the ring, this match may be over. Letterman is almost completely limp. He looks out of it. I don't even think he knows he's in the ring again. That one arm over two. Oh no, the leg of Todd Letterman just draped barely over that bottom rope.
Great presence of mind by the champion. Always know where you are, inside and out of the ring. I think that was the only thing saving the championship for Todd Letterman right there. Maverick really on a roll. This guy's up. He's fired up.
Drags him sternum first into that second rope. Maverick trying to make his way back up to his feet. Letterman wants to gain control of this matchup, hit that spike driver, and put this match to rest. And look at the Raging Bull now.
Bulldog
Bulldog off the second rope transitions
going for it. He's
into
going
a
for it.
crossface. That
He's
arm
got
and
it.
that shoulder, he is wrenched down to that crossface. Could the 5-star Phenom tap out here in the Casa Loma Ballroom?
He's got nowhere to go, Miller. He's right there, right in the center of the ring. He's got it.
Wait, who's that? Oh no!
Unbelievable.
Castle just comes in the ring and blindsides Maverick, and Cornell Douglas and Castle are putting to the boots to Maverick, and we have got no questions answered as this match will end in a disqualification because of the interference of Castle and Cornell Douglas.
Unbelievable matchup right there to end in a disqualification.
Oh, here come the Blood.
What
Well, Davey Gibson, at least of the Blood Brothers, has come out to try to even the score and try to fight on the side of Maverick, but they are outnumbered right now as Todd Letterman puts the shoulders into Maverick, and Cornell Douglas and Castle continue the assault, and there's Matthew Grundy coming to the aid of his tag team partner in Maverick. Now the score is even 3-3 as they're trying to put the beat down, and it looks like more referees are coming in the ring to try to put a stop to this in our security staff.
We're going to need some security to break this thing up, that's for sure. We need the general manager, Matt Jackson, out there as well.
This has exploded here in the Casa Loma Ballroom as these three competitors, all six competitors, hatred is boiling over in the ring right now as now Grundy is going after the 5-star Phenom because of their feud. And Cornell Douglas is going after, I mean, they're just, everybody's attacking everybody here right now.
All sorts of chaos going on in the ring. Cornell Douglas fighting with the Blood Brothers right there. Referees trying to pull Castle back as he goes after David Gibson.
And look at Grundy, just like a maniac, putting the boots.
Letterman and Maverick still going at each other toe to toe.
And don't forget, Cornell Douglas and Castle put it into the win streak, the undefeated streak of the Blood Brothers, and now the Blood Brothers want some retribution for that.
We've got some issues here that are not going to be solved tonight, that's for sure. Castle and the Blood Brothers, as well as Cornell Douglas, also going at each other.
And now Maverick is fighting Cornell Douglas. I think these guys are just wanting to hit anybody that moves at this point. There is so much bad blood between all these athletes.
We're going to need some more security out there, or we're just going to need to let these guys go.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 19 minutes and 3 seconds, the referee has disqualified the champion. Here is your winner, the Raging Bull, Maverick.
Unfortunately, a disqualification will not get him the St. Louis Championship, and Todd
ladies and gentlemen,
Letterman.
a reminder, in the event of a disqualification, the championship does not change hands.
And there you heard it from Ben Simon right there. As I was about to say, Letterman is still your NWL STL champion, and there is a lot of scores that need to be settled here in NWL St. Louis.
Absolutely, lots of issues right there in the ring, Miller. Maverick and Letterman, this thing is not done for a long shot. Maverick and Cornell Douglas, not done either. Blood Brothers, Cornell and Castle. We've got all sorts of things going on here, Miller. Things are definitely picking up around here.
Neither one of these competitors that stand in the ring right now looks satisfied with the outcome of tonight's event. Maverick is not your St. Louis champion after a disqualification, and Davey Gibson and Matthew Grundy have tasted defeat for the first time. Looks like Davey Gibson wants that microphone.
You know, Cornell and Castle, they're real big guys when they got the numbers. You know, I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. There's 3 of those guys. Hey, why don't we make a 6-man tag match for the next show?
Oh my goodness.
I'd love to see that.
You good, Grundy? You want to get some of that? Yeah. Hey, big man, you want a piece of them too?
No, I do. You know I do.
All they gotta do is say yes. And it's on next time at the Casa Loma.
Wow, what a match. That would be a gigantic six-man main event quality match. Maverick and the Blood Brothers throwing down the gauntlet and challenging the five-star phenom Todd Letterman, Cornell Douglas, and Castle. I cannot wait for that matchup.
Gonna be a huge matchup. Looks like Maverick's gonna have to go buy 2 more bandanas for his new best buddies.
Maybe they'll come with their own bandanas. Who knows, folks? But all I know is we are out of time here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. For Christopher Fulton, I'm Ben Miller. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time from NWL STL.